What if I told you that you've spent your whole life walking around in an invisible armor? You can't see it. It doesn't weigh like metal. But it's there, squeezing your chest, hunching your hips, stealing your breath without you noticing. Have you never wondered why, even when everything is in order, you feel that something inside you isn't right? A dull, persistent discomfort. As if your body remembers something you've already forgotten. As if a part of you lives in constant alert, waiting for a danger that never arrives. But what if that danger has already passed? What if your body simply doesn't know it? There's a hidden muscle, one you've never been taught to feel. You can't work it out at the gym. It's never mentioned at doctor's appointments. It doesn't appear on maps of conventional consciousness. Yet it silently governs your breathing, your posture, your rest, even your inner peace. Its name is psoas. And it's not just a muscle, it's a gateway, a sentinel, a living archive of everything you've ever swallowed. When you cried on the inside, when you swallowed your anger, when you forced a smile though you didn't even have the strength to stand. It stored it all, silently, in the depths, in the darkness. While you went on with your life, pretending everything was fine, but your body never forgot. What if the back pain you've been carrying for years isn't a physical problem, but an encapsulated emotion? What if that inexplicable fatigue is the sign that you're holding onto a story that no longer belongs to you? What if your soul is calling from the depths of your belly, begging to be heard? We're not talking metaphysics, nor cheap poetry. We're talking spiritual biology. The hidden mechanics of trauma. How what you don't release becomes a soft but perpetual prison. Some people live decades without knowing that what keeps them trapped isn't in their head, but in their pelvis. And the most terrifying thing is this: that tension, that stiffness, that silent fatigue may not even be yours. You may have inherited it. From your mother, from your grandmother, from a lineage of women and men who never could say, enough. I'm tired. I can't take it anymore. They stored it, and now you hold it, unknowingly, unwillingly, but feeling it, always. Why did no one ever tell you about the psoas? Because freeing that muscle isn't just a matter of anatomy. It's a spiritual act. It's opening a door your mind cannot control. It's allowing the repressed to speak, letting the body tell its truth. A truth that can hurt, that can shake you, but that can also heal. Do you dare listen to it? Do you dare enter that sacred temple that dwells right at the center of your body? Because what you're about to discover today is not an exercise, not a technique, not a method. It's a revelation, a journey into the deepest part of your being, there where the body still remembers what the soul could not sustain. And it all begins with that muscle that no one pays attention to, the psoas, the guardian of ancestral pain, the silent witness of your emotional history, the final link between your physical body and your embodied soul. Are you ready? Then close your eyes and listen. Because the body has decided to speak. And if you think this is just about a muscle, then you haven't understood a thing yet. The psoas is merely the entrance to a hidden territory, a bodily map that no one taught you to read. A language you lost the day you began to live solely from the mind. From childhood, we were trained to ignore the signals of the body, not to cry, not to tremble, not to show weakness. And guess where all that unexpressed stuff goes? To the somatic archive, to the tissues, to the depths, to the psoas. This muscle doesn't tense up for no reason. It tenses because it responds. It's an antenna, a compass, a biological radar of everything you experienced as a threat. It doesn't matter if it was a major trauma or a subtle sadness. If your body perceived it as danger, the psoas acted. But here's the most unsettling part. The psoas doesn't differentiate between reality and perception. If you lived years under emotional pressure, your body adapted. It folded in on itself. It curled up. It learned to survive in contraction. And that changed the way you walk, breathe, look at the world, even the way you love. Because when the body closes off, the soul closes off too. Have you ever felt that you can't move forward, even when nothing is blocking your path? As if something inside you won't let you take the next step. It's not fear, not indecision. It's your body saying, "It's not safe yet." That blockage may be in your hips. It may be right in that deep muscle you don't understand, but that controls everything. And here's a truth no one tells you. The psoas doesn't release through force. It doesn't release through willpower. It releases through presence. You can't force the body to let go of what it doesn't trust. And trust can't be imposed. It must be cultivated. Many search for recipes, postures, techniques. But the body doesn't function like a program. It functions like a garden. If you water it in a hurry, if you force it to bloom, it withers. The true liberation of the psoas happens when you finally stop, when you finally listen, when you finally stop running. And that's terrifying, because we were taught to live from doing, from performance, from control. But the body only heals from being. Behind the psoas hides something much bigger: your relationship with fear, your relationship with time, your relationship with vulnerability. Are you capable of inhabiting your body without needing to understand everything? Are you capable of feeling without seeking explanations? Are you capable of staying with yourself in the uncomfortable, in the slow, in what cannot be measured? Because that's where the psoas begins to open. Not with technique, with love. And not that romantic love you read about in books. Number A, radical love. Raw, silent. One that says, "I see you, even if it hurts. I embrace you, even if I don't understand what you hold." Many want to free the body without confronting the soul. And that's not possible. Because the psoas doesn't only store physical tension. It stores decisions not made. Words you swallowed out of fear. Broken bonds you never cried for. And until you take responsibility, it will remain closed. Not because it wants to punish you, but because your body has a single mission: to protect you. And if it still doesn't feel safe, it won't let go. This muscle responds to your coherence, not to what you say, to how you live. You can do 1,000 stretches, but if afterward you keep saying yes when you want to say no, the psoas notices. You can breathe deeply for 10 minutes, but if later you subject yourself to noise, chaos, excess, the psoas knows. Because this muscle doesn't release through moments. It releases through decisions. By choosing yourself, again and again, even when it's not comfortable, even when no one notices. And now comes the most powerful part. Most of the time, it's not just your psoas that's tense, it's your lineage. Yes, this muscle also inherits. It receives transgenerational tensions, fears that aren't yours, pains you never lived, but that your body sustains. Science calls it epigenetics. Spirituality calls it soul memory. The name doesn't matter. The fact is this: there are pains that didn't begin with you, but that can end with you. Are you willing to be that ending? To become the turning point for your family tree? To free not only your body, but also those who came before you? Because every time you listen to yourself, you teach your biology something new. Every time you breathe consciously, you rewrite your story. And when you free your psoas, you're not making a simple physical gesture. You're saying, I no longer need to live on alert. I no longer need to survive every moment. I can finally live in peace. And that changes your vibration. And by changing your vibration, everything changes. The way you walk, the way you speak, the way you look, the way you choose. Because when the body lets go, the soul comes home. And there is no empty mysticism here. There is embodied spirituality, the kind you feel in muscles, in breath, in bones, in your heartbeat. This is not a trend, not an Instagram technique. It is the original language, the one that existed before you learned to speak. The one that still whispers inside you, I'm here. I've waited so long. Can we start again? And if you can stay there, breathing without judgment, feeling without rushing, honoring without understanding, then you have already begun. This is not a video for you to learn something. It's a space for you to remember that your body is wise, that your tension makes sense, that your pain has a root, and that right in that root, there is a key. You are not broken, you are just burdened, and you can let go. Not everything today, not everything at once, but yes, a bit more than yesterday. And that small gesture, that millimeter of opening, that honest sigh, is enough. Because what is opening in you is not just a muscle. It's a channel, a gateway to true freedom. A freedom you can't buy, that you can't learn, that you only feel. When the body, finally, rests in itself. And if you've made it this far, then something inside you has already begun to open. It doesn't matter if you notice it. It doesn't matter if it still hurts. What matters is that you've crossed the threshold, and what comes next doesn't resemble anything you've experienced before, because after acknowledging the weight you carry, comes the moment to let go of the identity that weight built for you. Yes, that identity you believed you were, the strong one, the invulnerable one, the one who can always handle everything, the one who doesn't cry. Do you know what the bravest thing you can do now is? Let yourself fall apart, not from chaos, from truth. Allow that mask that has sustained you for years to fall away gently, without making a sound, like a dry leaf that finally accepts it's no longer part of the tree. Because when the psoas releases, your persona does too. You no longer have to prove anything. You no longer have to be okay. You only have to be. Be present. Be with yourself. Be where your body is. Not just where your head is. And when you live from there, you begin to attract things you couldn't receive before. People who resonate with your truth. Spaces that don't demand from you, but hold you. Moments that aren't sought, but arrive. The curious thing is this. The more you inhabit yourself, the less you settle for surviving. You begin to crave a life that breathes with you, relationships that don't constrict you, times that don't drain you, silences that don't discomfort, but heal. You begin to reject what you once accepted, not out of arrogance, but out of coherence. You can no longer enter places where your body shrinks. You can no longer lie to yourself with the excuse that everything is fine. You can no longer betray yourself in the name of habit. Because when the psoas lets go, your soul no longer tolerates the cage. And here, right here, something miraculous happens. You remember who you are, not as a concept, not as a pretty phrase, but as a visceral certainty, an energy that asks for no permission, a light that seeks no validation, a truth that stands on its own. So, if something inside you has stirred today, don't ignore it. Don't close that door again. Don't silence that voice that has waited too long. Come back to this video whenever you need it. Repeat the movements, the breaths, the silences. Make it your ritual. Make your body your temple. Make your presence your prayer. Make your life a free dance. And if you dare, leave a comment with the phrase, "I am letting go of what I no longer need." Yes, write it. Not for me, for you. Because when you declare it, you embody it. And when you embody it, you make it real. And if you feel this message has touched something deep, subscribe. Because what's coming is even more intense. We will continue opening doors. Doors within the body. Doors within the soul. Doors you didn't know were closed, until someone taught you to hear the latch giving way. Here you are not alone. Here we speak the language of those who feel too much, of those who no longer settle for survival, of those who have understood that spirituality isn't escaping the body, it's returning to it. And now, before closing, do this. Take a second. Breathe. Feel your hips, your entrails, that place where everything begins, and repeat softly, just to yourself. I no longer need to protect myself. I can inhabit myself. And with that, we say goodbye. Or rather, we meet again. Because, in truth, you were already here. You just needed to remember it. Until the next sigh, the next movement, the next revelation. And remember, the body does not lie. And what is released can never be locked up again. Silence, presence, and inner fire. See you within.